Hello students of class 12, welcome to the online tutorial classes for Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School. This video is for class 12 nutrition, and the chapter that I am going to continue today is the metabolism of the food. And now we will discuss about the part today's of fat metabolism. Okay. So you all know after the metabolism of the fat can produce 9.3 kilocalorie per gram energy. So it is provided, it is obviously more than the carbohydrate and the proteins, and the end products of the fat digestion is the fatty acid and glycerol. So fatty acid molecules are absorbed through the intestinal epithelium and transported through the blood, and ultimately reaches to the cells and the site of the metabolism. So like every other molecules also, in the same way it is going. So once within the cell the fatty acids are catabolized in producing the energy, if energy requirement is already met, the fat gets synthesized and stored in the form of like fat in the adipose tissues. It is the main functions of the fat. So like everything, the fat also have fat anabolism and catabolism. So first we will talk about the fat catabolism. Okay. So fat catabolism, in the fat catabolism there are several steps. So let's discuss with a picture.
We will discuss about the fat catabolism. This is the first picture, and the first topic is about the fate of glycerol. So the glycerol is converted by many cells of the body to glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. One of the compound also formed during the catabolism of the glucose. So if ATP supply is high in cells, then glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is converted into glucose. An example of gluconeogenesis. Okay. So if ATP supply is low in cells, then glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate enters to the catabolic pathway to pyruvic acid. So the next topic is about the fate of fatty acids. That means the fatty acids are catabolized differently than the glycerol and yield more ATP. The first stage in fatty acid catabolism is a series of the reactions collectively called the beta oxidation that occurs in the matrix of mitochondria. So the beta oxidation can be distinctly divided into the some phases, like the activation of the fatty acids. Here it is written also. So first, this is activation of the fatty acid. That means the fatty acid in the cytoplasm are activated using the molecules of ATP to form activated fatty acyl CoA. The next will be carnitine shuttle. The carnitine is a fatty acyl carrier, and the carnitine fatty acyl CoA form the cytoplasm to the mitochondria. And then finally the reactions of the beta oxidation, that means the fatty acyl CoA entering the mitochondria and is now broken down gradually in the mitochondrial matrix to uniformly yield the acyl CoA molecule. So the enzymes remove 2 carbon atoms at a time from a long chain of carbon atoms composing a fatty acyl with attached the resulting 2 carbon fragments to coenzyme A, the forming acyl CoA. Then the acyl CoA enters to the Krebs cycle. From the acyl CoA, the acetyl CoA formation happens, and the formed acetyl CoA finally enters the Krebs cycle. A 6-carbon fatty acid such as the palmitic acid can also yield many as the 129 ATP. Just imagine. Upon its complete oxidation via beta oxidation, obviously. The Krebs cycle and the electron transport chain in these reactions can also happen. The final is the ketone body formation, and this ketone body formation is also called the ketosis. Okay. So here the beta oxidation reactions and the ketone body formations both are present in this picture. So when the body tissues are deprived of glucose, as occurred in a prolonged fasting, starvation, energy restricted diet, or during strenuous exercise, the body uses alternative energy sources, mainly the fat sources. The fatty acids may be converted to the acetyl CoA, and then enter to the energy production pathway in that form. So one consequence of this can be accumulation of the ketone bodies, which are produced in the liver from acetyl-CoA when levels are too high for processing through the TCA cycle. The next one is the hepatocytes, that is the liver cells can take 2 acetyl-CoA molecules at a time and condense them to form the acetoacetic acid. Some acetoacetic acid is converted to the beta hydroxybutyric acid and some of acetone. So this formation of these 3 substances collectively known as the ketone bodies is called the ketogenesis, that is written, right? Acetoacetic acid, beta hydroxybutyric acid and acetone. These 3 compounds. The final is about the ketone body utilization, and this means that since the ketone bodies are freely diffused through the plasma membrane, they leave hepatocytes and enter the bloodstream. These can be used by other body tissues like the brain, which is usually the glucose dependent, the brain and the liver and the heart muscles. The heart muscles and the cortex of the kidney, obviously, this also can generate the ATP. The hepatocytes, which make acetoacetic acid and cannot use it for ATP production since they lack in the proper enzymes. So the ketone bodies are in a high concentration, they are very toxic, particularly to the brain. When production exceeds to use, there is accumulation of the ketone bodies. Condensation or the conditions that happens is called the ketosis. So it is the disease called ketosis. In ketosis, there may be ketonemia, that means the accumulation of the ketone bodies in blood, and obviously ketonuria, that means the excretion of the ketone bodies in urine. And some acetone is excreted through the lungs, giving the breath of this characteristic sweet, fruity smell, or the acetone smell, or the pear drops, it's called. Okay, see. So now we will discuss about it is all completed the catabolism part of the fat. Next we will discuss about the fat anabolism.
So now we are going to discuss about the fat anabolism. That means the liver cells adipose tissue are synthesized lipid from glucose and the amino acids through the lipogenesis. So lipogenesis occurs in the individual consume more calories than not needed, or it's more than the satisfying, then only the lipogenesis can occur. The lipogenesis begins with the acetyl-CoA in the cytoplasm of the cells, and the fatty acid synthesis complex is needed in these reactions. And finally this complex gradually contains the acetyl-CoA molecule and finally malonyl-CoA, and it's produced the palmitic acid, that is the C16. Okay. After the enolase enzyme system and elongates the final functions, that is the fatty acid length creation or fatty acid length generation, and the higher fatty acid or higher molecular weight fatty acids can be produced in these reactions. There are several enzymes are used in this fatty acid molecule production, that is the mono and poly unsaturated fatty acids. So the reaction is look like that is acetyl-CoA. From this it is forming the malonyl-CoA. Then it is go for the fatty acids. Okay. And here is the reaction, the fatty acyl-CoA to malonyl-CoA, the acetyl-CoA carboxylase, acetyl-CoA carboxylase enzyme is needed. And here from the malonyl-CoA to fatty acid synthesis, the condensation happens. Okay. So it is all about the fat metabolism and catabolism. We will meet in the next video. Till then, thank you.